Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Puppet Boarders here with some more Tavern Brawl. Now, because these two decks are totally fixed, I think there was a limit to how much you can play this brawl and have fun. This will probably be the last video that I do, even though I did get the new quest. I got a win 5 brawls for 60 gold quest, which I think is a very fun addition to the daily quest lineup. Anyway, the reason is no matter what kind of decks you make, eventually it gets to the point where it's like, well, I know he's only got XYZ in his deck, so I'm gonna play this way that I would never play otherwise, which is kind of interesting, but at the same time, you know, it's a little bit more of a stale kind of strategy compared to the sort of thing you'd be doing in a normal game. Definitely want to keep the arcane shots in your opening hand. And the dogs. I used to mulligan the dogs, but because the dogs, assembling the dog, hunter's mark, lock and load combo is so important to victory, I think it's worth it to hang on to those if you have those in your opening hand. Arcane shot is good because it does kill a lot of his early plays. Like it kills the lowly squires, it kills the 3-2 that makes his hero power hit harder. Overall, this is a pretty bad opening hand because I didn't get my King's Elec, and I have just absolutely nothing to play. Here I'm getting some more of my junkyard trash expensive minions. He didn't have a play to start things off either. Hoping he doesn't play the 2-3 because I can't kill that one. Okay, good. It's just a 3-2. Got nothing to do this turn. Hopefully I get a 4-drop. There's lock and load. I could go lock and load and get one hunter card, but I don't think that's actually worth it. Let's just keep on trying a steady shot. 13 more steady shots and I win. Woo! So right now we can do lock and load, Hunter's Mark, Unleash the Hounds, and kill anything. Would have loved to have something to play. Oh, that's actually, you know, this is usually not a very strong minion, but here it's actually really good because it's going to hit me really, really hard. Do I go for lock and load, Hunter's Mark, dogs just to kill this thing? I can't because that's 5 mana, so no, I don't. Okay. By the way, if you do 2 lock-in loads, they both trigger. I don't think I can afford to wait until turn 7, though. This is getting bad. So this is pounding me for 8 damage here. Unfortunately. Oh, man. I just had a really slow hand here. There's not much I could have done. I mean, even if I had like a friggin' snipe to play on turn 3, that would have helped. Then it would have killed this thing. So yeah, it's just a bad hand here, I think. We're gonna go for it. So let's get our dogs here. It'd be nice if I could get a second Hunter's Mark off of lock and load. I mean, obviously the odds of that are very small. Doesn't happen. Okay, so now we're in a little bit of trouble because this deadly shot is being foiled by the fallen hero, and if this guy doesn't have taunt, I'm gonna lose. And I might lose even if he does have taunt because he's got 5 mana to play whatever he wants, and he had a pretty slow start, so he might have some of his good cards here. The Maiden Lady would be terrible. That Champion guy would be awful. Koldara Drake would be bad. Yeah, it is bad. So I can't, I mean, I can deadly shot, but unfortunately I can't guarantee the kill on this thing. Butts on a cracker. Well, let's just play this thing and see what happens. And I did win the joust. Of course, it's a 5-6 to this being a 6-6, and he can ping off the shield. So this was a bit of a lame game. I feel like I just lost because my hand sucked. You might say that my keeping the dogs and the arcane shot contributed to the problem. Have I mulliganed the dogs, maybe I could have done something. Oh, so he's got the combo. Thanks to Fallen Hero, he can ping this just as if it were a sheep. So it's like a 3-mana polymorph, essentially. Not that he needed the extra mana anyway. And I think I'm gonna concede here. I don't really see what else there is for me to do. So yeah, well played. And we'll concede. Really exciting first video here. I think the mage deck is a lot more resilient against a bad start than the hunter deck is, because the mage deck has better cards overall. That game, yeah, you know, if I had a King's Elec, I would have changed everything, because then I could have killed his 3-3, which dealt 8 damage to me, and then I would have actually been in okay shape. So I just needed something to play early on. There's no real way to deal 3 damage with the hunter deck, so that 3-3 is kind of weird. There's no spells in the hunter deck that actually will take care of it. Unless, of course, you catch it with a snipe. It just doesn't really work. So I needed the King's Elec. I needed maybe like the bear trap. something. The snipe, even like just in my opening hand, would have been great. Would have killed the 3/3. So yeah, just a lot of stuff that could have happened and didn't. Here we have the coin, which is really good for the hunter. It helps with lock and load. Tracking I will keep, although it's tempting to save tracking for your eventual lock and load combo. I think that playing it on turn 1 to increase your odds of getting a King's Elic is worth it. So we've got a lock and load and the dogs. So all we need is the hunter's mark, and we're ready to party. All right. I wonder if lock and load can give you any of the new hunter cards. Alright, this guy's got a fast start. He's got this attendee, which is good that it's this and not the lowly squire, because this thing does die to a dog, which I'm ready and set for. So this is interesting. I could take this and get some health back. A 3/5 is pretty good. The freezing trap doesn't do me a whole lot. It's just going to pop the squire back. So I'm going to grab this. It could be very well a mistake, but I feel like that actually gives me the best chances. Note that Animal Companion does, of course, trigger off a lock and load, but you usually can't afford to wait for that. Do I coin into a Companion? No, I can get a 3/3. Alright, so I'm going to get a 3/3. It should probably take out the Fallen Hero. Although if he attacks with the Fallen Hero first, braving it possibly being a freezing trap, then he can kill it with a ping plus the tournament attendee, which is significantly better for him. So this is actually a big moment. I think I need to get lucky here, because if he attacks with this and then pings the bear and kills it with the attendee, I'm going to be behind, because neither of his minions then will die to the dogs. But he chances that it's a freezing trap instead, which means it will take out his Fallen Hero. Unless he decides to just sit there and do nothing. I see the game you're playing. So he's hoping to get it to kill the attendee anyway. So do I pop the hounds here? One to kill the attendee, one to kill one of these. I think I'm actually going to. A good option now is better than the best option later. I get 3 dogs. It's a 2-for-1. And we get to stabilize on the board here. And then I've got my 3/5 next turn, so hopefully he doesn't have a good 4-drop. I think the Maiden would be like the best thing he could have here. Frustratingly, does not die to the Warhorse, the Maiden. And I did use up my dogs, so it's going to be difficult for me to get a lock and load combo now. Alright, Spellslinger isn't too bad. Hellfire actually is not a bad one to flip. Hopefully he didn't flip anything better than that. And we'll just play this. It heals me, doesn't heal him. Because he's at full. 3/5 doesn't quite hold up against 3/4, and he could play another one of the Fallen Heroes and ping this to death. But I have Hellfire, which is actually, it's one of those things that you kind of have to get something lucky somewhere when you're as the hunter, and a good flip off of Spellslinger is essential. Of course, if he got something good too, then it's even Stevens. But if he got a mediocre to bad spell, I think I can get ahead with the Hellfire. All right, so he's angling to try to get something going with that. Let's think. Unfortunately, I cannot play Rhino plus Elic. I don't have enough mana for that. If I go lock and load, I could do Animal Companion, Coin, and Arcane Shot. And that would let me kill this. That's tempting, isn't it? Yeah, let's think. Oh gosh. So what are my other options? I could go for an Armored Warhorse, and then if it loses the joust, I can Arcane Shot this thing. But if it wins the joust, I can just use it to kill the champion. Why don't we go for this? This seems fine. I get 3 hunter cards. If it's a pig, I'll kill this, which I do get to do, which is great. I got junk, unfortunately. I got Cobra Shot, which is just terrible, and then Feign Death, which is terrible. Okay, well, this is the kind of thing that can cause you to lose. Can I get something good? I got a Houndmaster, which, well, that's only good if I actually ever get to keep a beast on the table. Or wait until turn 9 for, like, a Rhino combo. I guess next turn I can play the Elic and a Houndmaster. I'm just not sure that's going to be good enough. crap. So, well, this is okay. Let's evaluate. This is total junk. I can get a Skeleton King into my hand. That's like it. So this is total junk. This is playable. I can actually play this. Like I can use it to kill the rider, for example. Well, let's see. I have to go for the Warhorse, which will kill it, but that seems dumb. Why do that? I can go for the Elec and give it Taunt. Then if it doesn't die, it actually holds up. I'm going to try this. I'm going to go for it. I don't think I want to wait until turn 9 to put Houndmaster on the Rhino. So I get a Ram Wrangler. Ah, crap. I really wish I could play that right now. Well, turn 10, baby. Rhino plus Wrangler and the new beast gets Taunt. Gonna do it. Gonna make it happen. Alright, so the Taunt shuts down the Wind Fury. He has to use Polymorph Boar, which is obviously terrible, or a Flame Lance, which is most of his turn, if he wants to get rid of that, as far as I can think. That... Oh my god, if he gets that thing... No, that's not... No, he's gonna use a Polymorph... Well, I got him to use a Polymorph Boar on a less than great target, and yes... He gets to Wind Fury me for 6, but this isn't really all that good of a burn. The mage deck isn't particularly great at burn, so he's actually not even going for it. Ha ha ha. He's just going to kill it while he's got the chance. Alright, fair enough. So I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach here. Because I know that the mage deck doesn't really have any good cheap removal options, I'm actually just going to kill that, leave the Rhino on the table, and yeah, try to see if I can get a Ram Wrangler down next turn. It's risky. But the Ram Wrangler will work on turn 9 with the Warhorse, so as long as I don't need to play the Warhorse next turn, I'm fine. Force of Nature. Alright, well, he gets a pretty good flip off of Spellslinger, lets him kill the Rhino, but notice he just spent 6 mana killing a Rhino. Luckily, my snipe doesn't get wasted, so that was actually a really good play on his part to check for the snipe. Doesn't find it. So that was actually pretty good. He didn't really do anything with his whole turn. The question is, do I dare play the Warhorse knowing that I can't play the Wrangler yet? I think I have to. What am I going to do? Sit and do nothing? Ah, King's Elec. Well, alright. Let's play that. And I don't get the Warhorse, unfortunately. Do I go for the Wrangler now, or do I play the Warhorse first? Why don't we just do the Wrangler now? Uses it more of my mana. Hopefully I get something good. We got a Rhino. Well, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted anyway. Okay, this is actually looking alright. I mean, I'm at 19 health, but his deck isn't very good at burn. We got a Hunter's Mark. I can kill anything. This will let him, well, waste my snipe, so that's pretty good. The Heckler is actually kind of annoying here. It doesn't die to Cobra Shot or to any of my creatures. It looks like the Rhino is going to stick around, though, so the Warhorse will have charge because it is a beast, even if I lose the Joust, which is nice to know. He probably wants to ping this and kill it with the Horse Rider. And then that 4 health on this is such a problem. Oh, does he actually have a way of killing the Rhino? He doesn't want to leave the Rhino alive, but I don't think he can kill it. Yeah. So I'm actually going to win through card advantage here, it seems. I am not going to Hunter's Mark Cobra Shot this thing because, frankly, there's stronger stuff in his deck like Frost Giant that I don't want to do that on. Second Cobra Shot. Oh, yes, the one I normally have. Do I throw away the Ram Wrangler? I think I'm actually I'm gonna go down a card here because honestly, I need to use these Cobra Shots at some point. This is, of course, a Hunter deck. Joust is irrelevant. And I lost it anyway, so good time for it to be irrelevant. Thank you, Ram Wrangler. And now, well, now we're just gonna try to be a Hunter here. So he's at 12 health, as long as I don't get down to 3 health. Down to 9 health, so it's 5 steady shots to win. This is a little bit, this smacks of desperation, but I mean, he doesn't have any taunt or healing in the deck, and no good way to deal 3 damage. He needs, like, Inspire Tricks or Flame Lance to kill that thing, neither of which is a particularly great deal. Okay, let's take a look here. Acid Maw. Oh, God. I can actually go Acid Maw, Cleave, clear his board, and hit him for, what, 5, 9, 11 damage? And then he's down to 4, then next turn I have the kill with Steady Shot, Hellfire. I mean, why not? Right? Might as well. MVP Acid Maw over here. I mean, I had the Hunter's Mark. It was really not that difficult to win. I think that was just a way to do it in style. And that's a wrap. You know, I probably could have killed him that turn, couldn't I? Probably could have just killed him. Yeah, I totally could have just killed him. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We won as a hunter, hooray. So, 2 hunters in this video. Finally, after rolling nothing but mages in my brawl videos, we got a couple of hunters. And, you know, a lot of people are really angry about this brawl. Like, oh, the hunter's such a trash deck. It's such a dumb brawl. And I admit, off camera, after my first video, I was kind of thinking, like, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I was actually thinking, like, oh, this is even, like, worse than Ragnaros versus Nefarian. But I don't think anymore. I think people just don't quite play the hunter deck right. And I think played correctly, it's got a fighting chance. Maybe like a 45% chance or 40% chance. I mean, it's like, if my life depended on it, on winning one of these brawls, I'd pick mage. But I don't think the hunter is all that bad. And by the way, I was happy with, I was fine with the Ragnaros Nefarian thing. I thought it, you know, gave some good opportunities. You know, if your opponent played Nefarian, or yeah, if your opponent played Nefarian wrong, which they were likely to, and you played Ragnaros right, you had a decent chance. I remember when I made videos for that brawl, I think my first 2 games in it were Ragnaros, and I just won them both because I did it right. And my opponents, you know, kept using their hero ability instead of using their mana advantage to play superior cards. Yeah, so I thought that brawl was fine, and I think this one, I think it's fine. I can't imagine, like, played optimally, that the hunter loses more than 60% of the time, and it might even be less than that. So, as the mage, you know, you're really kind of lacking for sort of direct removal options. If the hunter can establish a board, it's surprisingly difficult for you to clear it, whereas the hunter always has the dogs plus hunter's mark thing to kill off your stuff. Okay, do I go for the spell slinger, which might hurt me, but it gives me better stats, or do I go with this? This thing, I mean, the temptation is there to use it, but realistically, am I gonna ping next turn? No, I'm gonna play the spell slinger next turn, so it really doesn't make any sense to play that guy. Yeah, there's a chance he's gonna get something great, but I'll take it. And actually, I got a really good card here. Equality is excellent. Obviously, it hurts my own stuff, but it does give me the chance to kill anything for 4 mana, which the mage deck, you know, lacks sometimes for options. Alright, so he's hoping for a pig. He finds a bear. The bear is actually, what am I talking about? The bear is totally fine. It kills off this thing. So I could ping twice and then throw my 2/3 at it. And I think that's what I have to do. Now I kind of regret not playing this, unfortunately. Had I played this, I'd deal an extra 6 damage to his face. Because there's really, unfortunately, nothing better for me to do than this. Alright, so now turn 4 is where he starts actually having, or she actually starts having playable cards. Probably like a warhorse is going to come down here, or the refreshment vendor. Now the refreshment vendor will make me glad I played the 3/4, because that makes all the difference that it doesn't die to the 3/5. Obviously the hunter ability can't just finish me off. We got some good minions here, really, really good minions. So she needs to take care of business right now. Alright, so what is this secret? Well, I'm going to check for snipe with the champion. I think that's a fair way to check for it. Ooh, I could check for snipe with this as well. But no, I'm going to go check for it with the champion. That's fine. It was a snipe. Alright, so I can attack with my spell slinger. And alright, so now this is the turn where I'm concerned about lock and load plus hunter's mark plus dogs. Because that does clear my board and give her 2 hunter cards. Then I respond with the Drake, probably. No, Arcane Shot. So does she have a way of killing my 3/4? It's a little bit tricky for her, actually. Refreshment Vendor. Alright, so that's fine. I actually do get the healing from this, which I'm okay with. And now I gotta choose how I want to do this. I could Flame Lance it. That seems a bit passive. I go for this. She'd have to kill it. I'm actually gonna go for this. This has a bigger body. And I don't actually care that much about this ability. I don't have any other synergy. I don't have the Fallen Heroes making my Fire Blast deal more damage. So if I'm gonna have my creature die, I'd rather put the one that's harder to kill and the one that the one's harder to kill and the one I don't actually care about. I do care about the ability on the Coda Rider. Right, here's a very important moment. I need to win this joust. I actually do. It's really huge, so I don't have to ping this next turn. I can just kill it with my 6/6, and she's totally out of mana. Now she's got a big hand of cards, so clearly she is angling for a big lock and load turn. So I do have to be careful about that. This is actually a tricky moment. Equality is obviously very double-edged. Any of my minions that don't die on the turn I play Equality are going to die to the dogs. which she 100% guaranteed has. So the question is, do I use my one Blizzard here and try to get some damage on her face? I got 2 Flame Lances, which is kind of a lot of Flame Lances. Let's go ahead and use 1 Flame Lance right here. Let's just kill this. Go here. I'm gonna play the Squire. So she has to be a little bit careful now, because I could theoretically ping 4 times and grow this up to be a 5-2. So I'm trying to get her to use up her dogs early. She'll have 4 more mana after she uses dogs. And I think she still has the coin, so she has 5 more mana. Rhino, that's actually a really good sign. I don't think there's much she can do with 2 mana after playing that Rhino. Nope, she's got nothing. Okay, this is actually really good. So I lucked out. She seems to have failed to assemble her combo or something. So I can play the Coda Rider and ping this and get a 3-5 and hit her in the face for 6. That seems all really solid. What could she do with dogs? Not a whole lot. So the alternative is to play the Heckler. But no, this seems totally fine. So let's ping this. I mean, this is absolutely desperate territory here, because I can use my hero power as many times as I want, and each time I use it I get a 3-5. So she has to kill one of these. Now she can go for lock and load, dogs, double hunter's mark, kill this, still have 3 mana, 4 mana with the coin. She could actually win this if she just has lock and load. Oh my god, I lucked out. She did not have either of her 2 lock and loads in the top half of her deck. So that is a huge swing for me. She has a bajillion cards. It must just be her, like, North Sea Krakens and other bullshit. If she'd had, like, honestly, the Hunter could have still won this game if she had lock and load, dogs, and 2 Hunter's marks. Because she would have gotten an extra 3 Hunter's cards and still had 3 mana or 4 mana to work with, if I'm correct in remembering that she hasn't used her coin yet. I don't think she's used her coin. But, yeah, she could have gotten a whole bunch of cards and cleared out most of my board. Now, I still would have had a 3-5. I would have then, you know, had to kind of go for the strategy of trying to burn her out. Alright, I think she can actually clear my board this way, but I'm very lucky she didn't actually end up... Oh, no, she doesn't clear my board. She's 1 dog short of a board clear. Yeah, which is actually significant, because I still get to keep hitting her in the face for 3 damage. Oh, she actually was a little slow. She didn't quite attack with this dog. Very interesting. Alright, do I play the Frost Giant or the Heckler and the Rider? Let's go for the Heckler and the Rider. She's used both of her dogs. Unless my Spell Slinger gave her something really good. I'm just threatening lethal here with the Wind Fury and the 5 damage. So combined, this is 8 and 7. This is 8 and 8. I feel like that's fine. There's a North Sea Kraken to get rid of most of my damage, but we have 8-9 damage anyway. I can actually play this and do like 8-9-10 damage. Yeah, that seems fine. So now, our only out is a Refreshment Vendor. Unless my Spell Slinger gave her a healing spell. And I don't have any more burn damage in the deck, but I mean, obviously, or in my hand, but I do have all these minions that she'd have to kill. She's used up her dogs. Tree of Life is what she got off of the Spell Slinger. Wow. Alright. Well, that's an interesting game all of a sudden. Very interesting indeed. I am going to save my Polymorph Boar. Let's use Flame Lance here. Let's ping her once. I actually got Tree of Life in another game once in this brawl off of Spellslinger. Did not help at all in the slightest. But I have a pretty big board here, and I'm still ahead on cards. I still have my Quality. Quality Blizzard will actually clear her board of anything she gets to build up on it. King's Elec is a little bit of a desperation move. She's probably hoping for a Master Jouster. She gets a Skeleton Knight, which is completely trash. That is like a... I wouldn't say it's a... It's a trash tier legendary. Who would ever play that in their deck? That's just terrible. You could just play like a Piloted Sky Golem, which is a 6/4 that gives you something on the board guaranteed. As opposed to this, which might might put it back in your hand and you have to play it again. I mean, that's just terrible. So anyway, she loses, clearly, because I can hero power a bajillion times. In fact, let's just go fancy here. Let's use the pig for some extra damage. Well, I got lucky there. The hunter had like one turn where if she had assembled the right cards, she could have won. But because she didn't, she lost. And you know, yes, she had to be a little bit lucky there to have all those cards that she needed, the lock and load, and the dogs, and the hunter's marks. But you know, the hunter needs a little bit of luck somewhere. That's why I think it's still, you know, the less likely class to win any one of these brawls. I just don't think it's as bad as people are saying it. Now, I think it's possible that the win rate of the hunter is very low, because I think that people play it wrong. I think there is a sort of right and wrong way to play it. I think if you just sort of play your cards, you're going to lose. You kind of have to angle for lock and load pretty much from the beginning of the game, which is impossible the first time you play the class because you have no idea what the matchup's like. But you have to angle for the lock and load combo, and then the card advantage from that is how you're going to win, if you win at all. You can win without the lock and load as well, but that's sort of like the way you have to angle it. You mulligan aggressively for the King's Elix, because it's your only early play. Well, that and like the Bear Trap. Use your secrets to try to prevent from being overrun, and then angle for the lock and load combo all game, and then you have a chance. There's some other powerful stuff, like with the this game totally just crashed. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and shut down Hearthstone, I think. Yep. So anyway, yeah, there's some other ways you can win, of course. There's some other powerful interactions. The Ram Wrangler is really good. But in general, I think that there's some particular ways you have to play Hunter as opposed to the Mage, whereas the Mage, you can just sort of play your cards. The Hunter, you can't figure it out on the fly as easily. So I wouldn't be surprised if the win rate for Hunter is low. However, I was careful to say earlier that I think the Hunter is, you know, got a no worse than 40% chance of winning if played correctly. So even if Blizzard has statistics that show the Hunter had a very small win rate, I would actually personally attribute that to people playing it wrong, or it being harder to play if you want to, you know, look at it less cynically, rather than the fact that the thing was imbalanced. Anyway, so Hearthstone has uncrashed, which is great. Let's do one or two more, depending on how long they take. Gotta admit, though, that last game, that was an epic Tree of Life. I did not see that one coming, though I probably should have. Tree of Life's probably one of the worst things you can get off of Spellslinger. I mean, you can always get Totemic Might, that is, I guess, literally guaranteed to be useless unless your opponent's other Spellslinger gives you a unstable portal, which you portal into a totem, and then you can use Flame Tongue. But I mean, like you get a Flame Tongue and then you use Totemic Might on it. But you know what I'm saying, like that's probably the worst spell. But Tree of Life is up there as one of the worst. Alright, so we have I would call mediocre opening hand. It only has one early playable, and it is a 2-drop rather than a 1, but it's not terrible. We actually have now upgraded to terrible after that mulligan, because this boar is not going to be useful for a while, and this is a 5-drop, so it's looking actually like the Hunter has got a pretty good chance. If she has a decent hand, like with even just nothing so much as a King's Elec. Well, no, a King's Elec wouldn't work unless she coined it, which I very much doubt. It seems really unlikely anyone would coin into a King's Elec. Alright, no coin plays. Again, I think they're very unlikely here. So this will shut down a King's Elec if she has one. Snipe would actually be shockingly good here. It would kill my Heckler. Arcane Shot, of course, keeping it simple. Can I get one of my 3s? I'll take a 3/3. I'll take a Spell Slinger. I'll take... Oh, it's another evil Heckler. Well, here it is. You need a little bit of luck as the Hunter to win, and she just got it. I didn't get a 3-drop on the table. Didn't get a 3/3. Didn't get a 3/4. So now I'm behind. Alright, the pig. Well, it's unfortunate, because it'll kill my Heckler. So I'm just in trouble. I mean, I could play this. I'm going to play this thing because there's really no point in playing a Heckler that's going to die to her card when this is going to die to her card too. Now, the Heckler has 1 more health, but really what else was she going to do? There's no quick shots in the deck, so I might as well just let it go here. So she uses up a tracking, which is neither good nor bad for me. It's fine. I mean, it's 1 less mana, so I know she's not playing a Refreshment Vendor, which is good. Wouldn't mind her playing a secret of some sort. Oh, King Zelik. Butts. Butts to that. And she actually does get to draw the Jouster, which is potentially relevant in a couple of turns. She makes the trade. Okay, well, there's no point playing the Heckler now, I don't think. I mean, I could save this to try to get more use out of it, but honestly, the 4/5 is better than the 5/4, and it costs an extra mana. I'm not in a position to go for, like, maximum value here. I just need to try to hang on. She's already got card advantage against me, and I'm not ahead on the board, so I'm in catch-up mode. If she pulls off any lock and load shenanigans, I'm going to be screwed. Alright, so there it is, the Jouster. I need to win this Joust. If she wins it, she's got a huge lead. She loses it, mercifully. Even so, a 5/6 is kind of difficult for me to deal with. It actually kills my 4/5. She's going to Hunter's Mark to kill it, which is smart. I think it's good for both of us. She's happy she got to kill it, and I'm happy the Hunter's Mark didn't do anything better. The Heckler plus a ping will trade with this. Do I want to save my Flame Lance? I mean, what reason do I have for trying to save my Flame Lance? None, really. So yeah, we'll just play it. So let's see if she has, like, the Skeleton Knight or some dumb crap. I don't want to use a Polymorph Boar against it. I'll just take my chances with the Joust. She actually does have it. Alright, I'll take it. I'm not going to Polymorph it or anything. We'll just play this and ping her face. I mean, she can keep replaying this as many times as she wants to. I could not care less how many times she spends 6 mana to play a piece of junk. Alright, let's see if she wins it. Yep, she does. Well, she's got card advantage, and I haven't really made any progress. I don't even have any of my good cards. That is what needs to get polymorphed. Unless I take my chances with a Frost Giant. You know what? I am going to take my chances with the Frost Giant. Hang on a second. Can I actually play the Squire and the Giant? That would make this cost 6. No, I am a mana shy of being able to do that. So yeah, we'll save the polymorphs. Let's, wait. I can ping this, though. That's important. So I'm prepared to trade my 8/8 versus her 5/8. She does have 7 cards, so she could have a way of killing this. Lock and load, Hunter's Mark, her other Arcane Shot or something. She's got a secret, so that's almost certainly a freezing trap, otherwise her play makes no sense. Do I want to let that thing get frozen? Well, I could turn this into a pig, and then I can only ping once. I could play this, but obviously, if I play this, I could turn the Giant in. I could play the Squire and turn the Squire into the pig to get rid of Freezing Trap. I think it's actually got to be my move. I mean, what else am I going to do here? And do I want to run it at the Skeleton Knight for good measure? Sure. Just in case it's not Freezing Trap, I guess. But it is Freezing Trap, okay. So how much does this thing cost, actually? It costs 5? You know what? I mean, I could Polymorph Boar that. But honestly, I can't be bothered. I'll just take my chances with the Joust. If she wants to replay it, she can be my guest. And I win the Joust with a very good card I actually wouldn't mind having in my hand. Alright, so let's see. Still down on cards. She has 6 to my 5, but I do have an 8/3, which isn't nothing. I can play this and ping twice. Just gonna Cobra Shot, which is most of her mana. I'm okay with it. I have to start worrying about my health here. Oh god, if she wins this Joust, I really have to start worrying about my health here. She does win it, so I'm down to 13 health. Well, this Hunter, I mean, nothing crazy happened. I just played cards as best I could, and it wasn't good enough. So I can't afford to play this Kodo Rider here. I need to block the 5/3 from hitting me again, because if I don't, I'm just gonna lose to steady shots, because I can't stress enough. Besides that Heckler, I don't think there's any taunt in the deck, and there is also no healing in the deck. Alright, she's searching for a way to get past that Heckler and hit me in the face for 5, because if she finds it, she will probably win. Just to me getting burned out. The Drake is cute and everything, but I'm just done on health. Oh, please do that. Please do that. Please, 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 please do that. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So what's she got? I can polymorph pig and kill anything. Oh no! Oh my god. Oh no. Is she just gonna run the rhino at the Drake? Oh, please do that. Thank God. Oh, Jesus. If she had actually had a beast and charged at me, I would have been completely screwed. Hookily dokily. So I could play this and ping to get a 3-5. I could try for shenanigans. I could actually play this and not ping yet. And then try to, you know, get a bunch of Kodos next turn. Well, when you're behind, take risks, right? I gotta get ahead. So we're gonna do this. Check for the snipe. It's not snipe. Let's do a what? That was a really... Oh, because the animation on that, like, delayed the snipe animation. Okay, cool. So I can play this, polymorph boar, and ping to kill anything. My main concern is I'm dead soon. I'm only at 5 steady shots away. This is actually a huge Elec for her. If she can win this, and she does, then... Oh, man, that North Sea Kraken actually is terrifying, because the 4 damage it deals to me is quite relevant. Oh, jeez. Well... Do I use the Blizzard now, or after she plays the Kraken? I think I have to wait until after she plays the Kraken. So we're going to turn this into a pig. I could Blizzard to kill it, but I think this is a better way of killing it. Because I can do this, and I can do this. I can't let the 3-2 kill me. So... I might not be able to win in time. She gets me down to 7, down to 5. Any sort of damage, and I'm really screwed. Oh my god, did she actually top deck dogs? She top decked dogs. Oh man, that combo won her the game. So the top deck of the dogs actually was huge, because otherwise, this was just going to be useless. She would have had nothing better to do than play her Kraken, and I might have actually won, because I could have frozen the Kraken, stopped it, gotten another Kodo, and maybe built up enough damage to win. But the dogs, well, like I said, the hunter needs a little bit of luck to win, and that was the luck she needed. Now, is there any way I could reasonably win at this point? I don't think there is anymore. Yeah, she's at too high of a health, so well played. That was a pretty good game. I was sad to lose it, but it was a good one. And the dogs did what they needed to do for her. And she also did a nice job, you know, burning me down. If that one horse hadn't won the joust and I hadn't taken 5 damage, maybe with 5 extra health I could have come back from that. Like if I was sitting at 16 health right there. You play the Squire, you ping. She plays the Kraken, kills the Squire. You Blizzard to freeze the Kraken out of desperation, but maybe you find your other Flame Lance, maybe you find a Frost Giant. I mean, you know, you don't know. Maybe I could have come back, but with my health being what it was, there was no point in playing on. All right, so another win for the Hunter. Here we have a rather abysmal opening hand. This is really the worst early play the Mage has. I think this is just a kind of crappy card in general, but specifically against the Hunter deck, there's really nothing there that deals like... I mean, the Arcane Shot is the only reason it would matter to have more health. All the minions pretty much kill this, even whether it's a 2 or a 3. So it's kind of a crappy thing to start with, and I don't get anything else to play. So I'm not going to coin it out just to watch it die to an Arcane Shot. I do get to coin out back-to-back Maidens, and I did get a little bit lucky. She had a slow start here. She doesn't have any, what's her face? She doesn't have any secrets. Freezing, Bear, and Snipe would have all been reasonable plays there. She doesn't have her King's Elex either. There's the Arcane Shot. Does she have anything besides a Steady Shot? She doesn't. I'm going to coin into the Maiden. This thing I want to save as a surprise. I don't really see the reason to have it out. Oh, wait, but I can play them both. Okay, I'm going to play them both. If it was just this, I would rather get my bigger body on the table, but I feel like it's pretty reasonable. Now I can do Maiden, coin, Hero Power, and deal 2 damage. 4 damage with the Squire. 4 damage takes out a lot of things. She wants the Refreshment Vendor, but oh man, she's building up the combo pieces of her deck. She's clearly got Lock and Load, maybe some dogs. Well, there's nothing really for me to do here. I'm not going to play around whatever she's cooking. So, Lock and Load, Dogs, Hunter's Mark. She gets 200 cards, kills this and this. I respond with a Maiden, probably. I mean, I could coin into the Kodo Rider. If she's got an empty board, she's gonna have to work kind of hard to kill it. The threat of it might be actually better than the actual use of it. All right, she didn't have lock and load, which is quite lucky. So she's just doesn't have 2 Hunter's cards in her hand like she should have, and she's used Hunter's Mark plus the dogs, and she has a secret. Okay, well, what is the secret? Probably not a freezing trap. Most likely it's the bear. I think actually the threat of this Kodo is more significant than the actual use of it. Is it a snipe? It's not a snipe. Do I attack with the squire? So if it's freezing trap, obviously I'm pretty happy. But if it's a bear, I don't want her to have the bear out on the table, so I'm just going to pass the turn. Clearly she would not have played a freezing trap there if all I had out was the squire. So it's most likely the bear, which means if I just put 3 power on the table and kill my squire, I don't really see the reason to do that. Master Jouster's excellent. She's actually going to give me a 3/5. She does win the joust, so it's taunting and divine shielding, which is annoying. I cannot coin plus flame lance to kill this. Or it's not coin, ping plus flame lance to kill it, which I would have liked to do. If I ping it, I can't flame lance, so I really can't kill it, actually. I would only have 5 damage mustered up here. How important is it to kill this thing? Well, if I ping, I get a 3/5. But this thing survives. You know what? We'll just trade the squire. It isn't freezing trap, by the way. We'll ping there, and then I could give her a bear. I don't really see the point of giving her a bear, so we'll just pass the turn. Next turn, I can coin Flame Lance, or ping Flame Lance if she plays something big. So that would be the ideal situation. If she plays a big creature, I ping, get a 3/5, and kill it with Flame Lance. So Flame Lance is actually pretty handy. Fireball would not have killed this. Polymorph would have. But, see, I can actually play this guy and ping twice to get 2 3/5s, but it seems better to just kill this thing. And again, I don't really see the point of dealing 3 damage to her to give her a bear. I mean, when you know exactly what secret the opponent has, because of the deck being, the match being repeatable. Like, if I thought there was a chance it was explosive trap, I probably would have attacked by now. But since I know it's not explosive trap, there's no reason for me to give her the bear. So next turn I can actually play Maiden, Garrison, and ping twice. If she's hanging on to the Acid Maw Dogs combo, all these Kodos are going to die, but that's still not quite playable next turn. So I would be okay. Alright, so the King Zellic charges. Does she win the joust? This is an important joust. She actually loses the joust, which is really significant. And she's going to run up my Kodo Rider before it can give me any more Kodos, which I'm pretty okay with. That is fine. Do I play the Ronin here? Let's actually keep the pressure up. Let's do this. Ping her face, get a random spell, and kill the Rhino. Right now, the most concerning thing is the Acid Maw Dogs combo, Perhaps I'm just thinking that because it wrecked me last time when I was about to win. So I feel like getting a bunch of spells is a good way to play around that. Because if I don't have a lot of minions out, if my whole hand's not committed to the board, the Maw Dogs is not going to actually do anything. And I'm pressuring her to have to kill this. Alright, so there's the lock and load. She's going to get a bunch of random Hunter's cards. She's got a Cobra Shot, which isn't the most impressive thing, because it still keeps my champion alive. Does she have a way of killing this too? Deadly Shot? Something? Hunter's Mark, and... she actually has a way of killing it, so I'm not going to get 2 extra spells. Oh no, it's a King Zellic. She actually does not have a way of killing it. That's incredible. And she doesn't get the Ram Wrangler here, which I'm sure she would have liked. That was fortunate. Okay, well, let's think. We're going to play the Maiden. Going to play this. Now that my hero ability costs 1 and I can use it twice, we're going to ping that thing twice. Get Demon Fire. There's really no point using the Demon Fire, though. And there's no point giving her the bear. Frostbolt's a good one. It gives something this deck is lacking, which is kind of like cheap 3 damage removal. So yeah, if she uses Acid Maw plus Dogs, she clears my board, but I can kill off Acid Maw easily, and then she's just out of stuff. It looks like she does have it, but my health is high enough that I'm actually... What the? She's just playing the Acid Maw straight. Well, that's actually a mistake. She should have, yeah. Masterful indeed. She really should have waited to get the dogs, or just lost, I guess, because if she didn't have the dogs, then I guess she was really just screwed. Okay, well, anyway, that's 45 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and or subscribe if you did. We saw quite a variety of things. Hunter doing well, Mage doing well. Hopefully I've done, my little part to help the world see that the Hunter is not just totally terrible, and in fact is a reasonably balanced class in this brawl. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you again next time. Take care.